And after you leave a like, remember to smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet. And remember to hit the notification bell so every time I post a video, you can know right away. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. What's up, my YouTube friends, viewers, subscribers, everybody? Welcome back to another banger video. So what I will be doing right now is teaching you guys how to defeat insomnia. So for some of you guys that have no idea what that is, it is the ability to not fall asleep right away at night, like you have trouble sleeping, or if you're sleeping, you wake up throughout the night. You have problems sleeping and getting a good night's sleep. How to fix this problem? Well, the first thing I will say is all those naps that you take in between the day, you need to cut that out. Because if you sleep throughout the day, then it's gonna keep you up at night. I know this. This is why I don't take naps during the day. When I was younger, I used to do it. Then I noticed I was like up throughout, not say throughout the night, but you ever have, like, say you sleep during the day and then when you want to go to sleep because you got work the next day or school the next day or something the next day, you're like, you can't fall asleep, and it's like 2-3 hours you're there, you can't fall asleep, and then boom, as soon as you fall asleep, your alarm goes off. This is why you can't take naps throughout the day. No matter how tired you are, you can't take naps. And second of all, you need a sleep schedule. The same way how you have schedule for work, school, business, whatever you're doing, you need to make a schedule for sleeping, because I always say this. The same way how you take your hustling serious is the same way you should take your sleep just as serious. Because you can't maintain the hustle if you're not running on good quality sleep. So for you guys that have trouble sleeping at night, those naps during the day, cut it out. Cut it out. Do your full activities just the same, but no matter how much, try to keep yourself awake as possible, because just from you taking 2 hour nap throughout the day, that's literally can have you up 4 or 5 hours throughout the whole night. So you have to train your body to be tired at a certain time. Because if you notice, your body feels the same at a certain time every day, depending on what you're doing. Because whatever you're doing, however your schedule is, your body naturally adjusts to it. So if you have insomnia, you have trouble sleeping, it's either you're working a lot of nights and your body is used to that, like your body is used to sleeping throughout the day and you work throughout the night. But if you're having trouble sleeping at night and you do nothing, then you need to have a schedule where your body needs to be tired. Because the reason why you're not falling asleep when you should be falling asleep, that's because you take a nap throughout the day. And the second thing is your brain. If you go to bed with something unsettled, then that could be one of the reasons why. Because if you're thinking a lot of stuff while you should be sleeping, then you will be up. And if you're tired, if you wake up tired, the brain was never rested. So if you notice, if you go to sleep and then you wake up and you wake up tired, that's because your brain was never rested, if that makes sense. So you got to be careful of when you go into bed, because the brain was designed to focus on stuff. That's just how the brain is. It's designed to focus on something. So if you're trying to sleep and you keep thinking of stuff and you keep checking social media, you won't be able to fall asleep. Because the moment you're like, okay, because when we fall asleep, it's two stages. It's light sleep and then deep sleep. Light sleep is when you're laying down, you're like half asleep, but you're fully conscious of whatever is going on around you. That's why most times, if you notice, if you're light sleeping and somebody mess it up before you go into deep sleep, it's hard for you to fall back asleep. That's why most times if someone is sleeping, they hate when you wake them up. Because when you wake up from a deep sleep, it's easier for you to go back to sleep. But if you're in the light sleep, where you're fully conscious and you hear cars go by or somebody knock on your door or your phone ring, then that may be one of the reasons why it's hard for you to go to sleep. Because if your light sleep is messed up, then it's going to affect your deep sleep, because there's stages. Like some people will lay down and then, like they lay comfortable until they are light sleeping, and then they just pass right out, because the brain has to focus on something. So I would recommend all those overthinking you do at night, don't do it, because you will eventually wake up tired. Because if you try to overthink a lot of stuff, maybe something happened in your relationship, maybe something happened at work, maybe something happened with a friend, some business going on there, and you lay down and you're thinking. Let me tell you something. The same way how you up and about and doing everything, that's the same way you should take your sleep just as serious, because that's what I do. If you notice I'm posting every day or every second day, that's what I do. I get up, I grind hard every day. The same way how I grind, that's the same way I sleep hard. Because if I'm not running on good quality sleep, I'm gonna be irritated. You guys are probably seeing me come on the video, and then there's a bunch of bag under my eyes. My under eyes is so dark, and I'm like, hey, welcome back to another video. For you guys that's been watching me for quite a long time, every time you guys see me start my video, it's always the same. You can tell me that I'm wrong or I'm lying, but it's the truth. I always start the video with a bunch of energy and throughout the whole, I keep the same energy throughout the whole video. That's just how it is. So if you're having trouble sleeping, then all those overthinking, like I say, you need to find something to cut it out. Or I will give you a solution. So for me, what I do is, but before I start, is mostly deep thinkers have insomnia. Because something happened, then it's on your mind for the whole day. Like I said, the brain was designed to figure out what's going on and come up with a solution to the problem. The brain was designed that way. So if you are an overthinker, then there's nothing wrong with you. But how to fix this at nighttime? What I do is I listen to rain sound on Alexa. So I put on the rain sound and then let it, like it's going. And then while that's going, then my mind is focused on the rain sound. And then I will fall asleep. You can use rain sound, thunderstorm, fan sound, anything. Not say, I almost said aeroplane, but there's different wind. There's different sounds that you can listen to, because all you need is your brain to focus on something in order for you to fall asleep. Because if you're in a light sleep and you get a notification from Facebook, then that literally mess everything up. So your main problem will be sleeping in silence. That's your main problem, because if your room is silent, then there's nothing to focus on. So your brain is literally a wonder because there's nothing to focus on, if that makes sense. And I've said this before in one of my other motivational videos, and I probably just drop it in since I'm talking about the brain and focusing on. If you have a white piece of paper and you look at it, your eyeball will naturally look all over it if it's blank. But if you put a dot on the paper, the moment you see it, your brain will focus on the dot that you're looking at, because the brain was designed to focus on stuff. So no matter what you do or what's going on, your brain will find different things to focus on. That's why if you're at work or school or wherever you are and you're bored, as soon as you hear something with excitement, you look right away. The brain was designed to do it. Sometimes we do it unconsciously, but that's just how it is. So in order for you to control your sleeping, is you have to control your brain. So like I said, for me, I listen to Alexa, read rain sound. So that may be something helpful. Try it out and then leave a comment and let me know if it works for you. Because if your room is silent and then you hear a car go by or the neighbors arguing, then that literally mess your whole sleep up. So I wouldn't say recommend, I strongly recommend you need to break out of the habit of sleeping in silence. And that's why one of the reasons why people, when they go to sleep, they leave the TV on. If you ever notice, people say, well, if there's like a bunch of noise, then they sleep better. Then that's one of the reasons why. Because the brain needs something to focus on in order for you to fall asleep. So if the brain is focusing on one thing, then it's easier for you to fall asleep. But if there's a bunch of stuff, random stuff going up all over the place, then it's going to be hard for you to sleep, especially if you hear your neighbors arguing about something and then they're arguing back and forth and then your brain is trying to figure out their problem and their business. That's just how it is. So in order for you to defeat insomnia, you have to know your own mindset. You have to know your own brain. You have to know your body. So with that being said, like I said at the beginning, cut out all those naps you take in between. Oh, when I come from work, I'm so tired, I have to take at least 30 minutes sleep. No, this is why you're up all night. This is why. You may sit down and think, oh, I just need 5-minute nap and then I'm good to go. No, 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 no. That 5-minute nap will mess your sleep up for the whole night. Then you will wake up tired. Then it's the same cycle all over again. How much times a day do you take nap and the same thing happen? You're up at 2, 3 a.m. And then by the time you finally fall asleep at 6, your alarm goes off at 8 or 9. So with that being said, that's something you have to cut it out. You can do your activities just the same, but the nap that you will take, you have to cut it out. Because if your body will want to rest at a certain time, you have to pick a time and you have to stick to it. That's why if you're working, not say if even if you're working on different schedules, morning, nights, morning, nights, morning, nights, evening, overnight, blah 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 blah, or you wake up different time every day, your body is used to getting up at a certain time and going to bed at a certain time. So if you work, if you notice, if you work all nights and you get one morning, then that one morning you work is probably going to be a little bit difficult for you. And the same goes for the other way around. Because if you work all mornings and then you work one night, then that night that you're up, your body's not used to being up. And then after you go home, your body will automatically wake up the same time that you normally wake up in the morning. Because even for me, if I stay up to edit a video or to do something around 12 or 1, and then I go to sleep, my body will still naturally wake up at like 8, 9 o'clock. Literally no cap. Even if I have nothing doing, my body will still wake up. So for me, in order for me to get a good night's sleep, is I have to go to bed earlier than the night before, because I can't sleep during the day. No matter how hard I try, I can't sleep throughout the day. That's hard for me to do. So in order for you to get a good night's sleep, that's all you got to do. Listen something when you go to bed. Probably get something to play rain sound or thunderstorm or airplane or fan or just something that your brain or your mind can focus on, one thing, and then you can go to sleep. If you notice, kids sleep when the TV is on, but the moment you turn it off, they wake up. That's why. If you never noticed, then you notice that. If you don't know, if you have any kid that you know, notice the TV run, they're sleeping. Turn it off, they're up. And you're wondering, how are they sleeping in the noise, but they're not sleeping in the silent? That's because it's silent. So the same thing goes for adults. So in order for you to get a good night's sleep, like I said, no nap throughout the day, and you have to have a schedule for your body, because your body will feel tired the same time every day. So if you have a schedule, say you go to school, you eat a certain time, you shower a certain time, you work on your goals and career a certain time, you do everything at a certain time, you should do the same thing with your sleep. That's why your sleeping is on balance. Because how are you working at a certain time, you're eating at a certain time, you go grocery shopping at a certain time, but your sleep is all messed up? That's where the problem is. Because if you don't have a schedule for your sleep, then your body don't know the proper time that it should be tired. It just collapse as soon as it feel like it's time to collapse. That's why you probably feel tired throughout the day. It's like 1, 2 p.m. and you're taking a nap and you're not even 50 yet. You see where I'm going? So with that being said, you need a schedule for your sleep. And let me say it one more time. The same way how you take your hustling serious, it's the same way you should take your sleep serious. Because if you're not getting proper sleep at night, you won't be able to manage all the stuff that you're managing throughout the day without yourself, because you're getting less sleep. And that's why probably one of the reasons why you're irritated, you're angry all the time. Because let me tell you something, no one is more irritating than a person who get less sleep. Notice a baby. A baby's sleeping and you wake them up, they're miserable for the whole day until they go back to sleep and get a good night's sleep. So the same thing go for us. If you don't get a good night's sleep, the whole day you're irritated and tired. Because your body would be physically rested. But you see, if your mind is not rested, it's impossible. You ever notice when, if you got like a watch or something that say how long you've been sleeping, like say something said you've been sleeping for 9 hours or 7 hours or 8 hours, but you wake up tired, your body is rested. But if you go to bed with a bunch of stuff overthinking, you're going to wake up tired. And like I said, if you wake up tired, the mind is not rested. So that's probably one of the reasons why. Because let me tell you something. Overthinking a lot of stuff all the time will keep you up. And I have all the right to say this because I'm also a deep thinker. Because if something happened, I don't know, for some reason my brain always want to put different stuff together. I don't know why. I think I was made like this. I didn't grow up into this. I was always like this. So I think I was created like this. So if there anything goes on, whether my business or somebody else's business, my brain is designed to put all the pieces together and come up with the answer for the problem. So if something happened throughout the day and I can't figure it out, that will have me up for the whole night. Trust me. So with that being said, that's one of the reasons why I start listening to Alexa's rain sound at night, because I notice anytime I'm going to bed and I'm thinking about something, even 1, 2, 3, I'm still up. And then I noticed that Alexa called me rain sound, and then I would listen to the rain sound. Then I fall asleep like way quicker. Like I normally go to bed by 10 during the weeks, sorry. So like on weekdays I go to bed by 10. Then I notice as soon as I set my phone to do not disturb, and then I turn on Alexa, and then I lay down, boom, that's it. No twisting and turning, no. So I may wake up throughout the night, depending on if I fill my bladder up, then I have to go to the washroom. But that's completely different. But I literally sleep throughout the whole night. Like you should try the rain sound. Like for me, it literally helps because my brain literally focus on the rain sound, and then boom. You know, normally when you're laying down and you're trying to sleep, and then you lay down, then you check your phone to see what time it is, and you twist and you turn, then you check your phone one more time. Like I haven't done that in a long time. Not kidding you. Because as soon as I turn the rain sound on, I lay in one position, get my blanket, then boom, that's it. Sleep right throughout the night. So even if you got problems or anything that's keeping you up, as soon as the rain sound is going and your mind is focusing on the rain sound, then you will literally fall asleep. And me, I listen to the rain sound for the whole night. And I will say this, if the rain sound is going throughout the night and the Wi-Fi glitches and Alexa stops, the rain sound, I will literally wake up. Because I will hear cars going by and stuff going on. So I will wake up. Then as soon as I turn on the rain sound again, boom. Back to bed. All night. So that will probably be one of the reasons why. So if you got insomnia, you need to cut out those naps throughout the day. And you need to listen to something in order for you to be sleeping at night. So whether it's an Alexa or you can buy any little device that play rain sound or whatever, then you will literally, like I'm telling you, and let me say it one more time before I close this video. The same way you take your hustle serious is the same way you should take your sleep serious. Because if you run on 2 hours of sleep and you're up throughout the whole day, it ain't gonna cut it. The same way how you take your gym serious to be fit, you need good sleep. So whatever you're doing with your life, the more you push every day is the more you should be sleeping. So what you need to do is you need to come up with a schedule. Work, gym, eating, goal, dream, career, sleep. Boom, that's it. The same way how you have a schedule for work and everything else, you need a schedule for sleep. Don't go to sleep whenever you want to, because you're going to throw your body off. Because like I said, your body's used to going to sleep at a certain time every day. That's why if you work a certain shift, your body's used to going to bed the same shift. So let's say if you're living somewhere and you travel and the time zone is different, you notice it's harder for you to go to sleep because your body's not used to going to sleep at that time. And then it's going to take a while before you adjust to the time frame or time zone, sorry. That's just how it is. So try listening to a rain sound or any other sound or any sleep sound. It will literally help because your mind just needs something to focus on so you can fall asleep. So if you didn't know then you know now. So I hope this information was useful for some of you guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if this message was useful to you. You go enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you have a good night's sleep. Thank you. Have a great day. Peace out. And don't forget to follow me on social media. I post daily on them.